Hello everyone. My name is my name is Snehal Chowdhury. Today we are going to discuss about public building, its planning characteristics, various factors which affects the planning of public building. So let us start. Learning outcome. After the end of this video, students should be able to understand the different factors affecting planning of public building. Now what is public building? The design of public building depends on nature of the building. Now, what are the different types? School, hospital, post office, police station, bank, etc. So, the buildings which are other than the residential one, we can call such buildings as public buildings. Every building has its own spatial character, function, and other requirements. Types of public building: government, semi government, or public offices, government land, educational and research building, medical and health building, social, cultural, and religious buildings, utilities and services buildings, and cremation or burial grounds. So, these are different types of public buildings. Some common arrangements which are required for planning the public building are sanitary blocks. In each type of public building, obviously, we have to provide different sanitary blocks, separate for males and females. Circulation, horizontal and vertical circulation. For both types of circulation, we must provide different spaces according to the need of that particular public building. Entrance or reception, parking space, garage, cycle stand, etc. Watchman cabin and public telephones, etc. Sanitary blocks. The sanitary block includes bathroom, WC, wash hand basin, and urinals. Number required for each building varies according to the requirement of that particular building. So, what are the requirements? The population which that particular public building has to serve. That is the main requirement which accounts for the number of sanitary blocks. So, here in this table, we can get the idea about different types of blocks in sanitary unit and its minimum sizes adopted. Bathroom, the minimum size should be 1.2 meters by 2.1 meters, or it may be 1.5 meters by 2.4 meters. For WC means water closets, zero point 0.9 by 1.2 meter, or it may be 1 meter by 1.2 meters. Urinals, zero point 0.9 meters by 0.75 meters. Passages, the width of passage should be zero point 0.9 to 1.5 meters. So here we can get an image. Here we can observe one of the image of sanitary block where these are the doors which are provided for wash for WC, water closets, and these are the handles or water taps which are provided here. Circulation, horizontal circulation. Various areas are connected with the help of verandas, corridors, and passages. So these are the means of horizontal circulation. Vertical circulation. Floors at different levels are connected with the means of vertical circulation. Staircase, ramp, lift, escalators, etc. These are nothing but the different means which provides an ease to for the movement of first floor to the other floors. In this table, we'll get the idea about different components along with their dimensions. Passage or corridor. Its dimension should be from 1 to 2.5 meters. For veranda, its dimension should be its width 1.8 to 3.5 meters. Floor height 2.7 meters to 6 meters. Now, as we are dealing with public building, so the height of one floor may go up to 6 meters. Stairs. Riser, its dimensions 150 mm to 170 mm. Trade, its dimension 300 to 350 mm. Width of staircase 102 meters minimum. It should be 1.2 meters minimum and landing 1 to 1.8 meters wide. While the headroom of staircase in terms of public building, it should be maintained minimum 1.8 meters. Lift. To carry 5 person, car speed should be 0.5 meters per second. Type of door should be sliding one. Method to control the lift movement, it should be automatic push button lift for office, hostel, etc. Entrance or reception. For every public building, some space is required at the entrance. Whenever we visit any type of public building, we have observed this scenario that every time there is one open space which is provided after entering inside the building. That open space is entrance. The area of entrance shall vary slightly with the number of person entering at one time. It shall not be less than 2.75 meters. General sizes 3 meters by 6 meters or 3.5 meter by 7 meters or 3.75 by 8 meters and 4 by 5 meters. So this is in this image particularly we can get the idea about entrance where that circular wooden compartment is nothing but the reception. Parking spaces. Wherever we park our vehicle, so such type of area is nothing but the parking space. An area enclosed or unenclosed, covered or open, sufficient in size to park the vehicles, together with a driveway connecting the parking space with a street or alley and permitting ingress and egress of vehicles. So, such area is the parking space. Number of visitors in public building are more, which eventually increases the number of vehicles. In turn, creates the need for efficient parking facilities. There are some criterias for off-street parking. So here we'll discuss the car means if individual car parking is provided, so for that space the dimensions should be 3 meter by 6 meter. For group parking for cars the dimension should be 2.75 meter by 5 meter per car. For two wheelers minimum area provided should be 1.25 square meters. For bicycle, minimum area provided should be 1 square meters. Generally, 25 to 50% additional parking space shall be provided for other types of vehicles based on type of building. Other types of vehicles means excluding the three mentioned above: car, two-wheeler and bicycle. Watchman's cabin. This is small enclosure generally provided at the entrance gate. Minimum area requirement is 1.6 square meters. So this in this image we can get the idea about watchman's cabin. School building. So in this video We are going to discuss about school building as a public building. This is one of the example, and we are going to discuss its characteristics based on above criteria, whatever we have discussed up till now, like parking space, sanitary blocks, etc. So this is one of the school building. Site selection. The school site is the first and foremost educational tool in providing quiet, healthy, and pleasant environment. The surround must be calm, quiet, peaceful, and cheerful with adequate natural breeze and sunlight. It should be easily accessible from existing and newly settled areas. It should be away from busy traffic and ghastly sight as those of cemeteries and slaughterhouses. No public road or railway should pass through it. It should not be in the proximity of pond, river, or deep ravine. It, it is located in sloping and well drained area. Why these characteristics are important? Because the students are associated with this. So these criteria are important while selecting the place or the site for locating the school. No high tension line should pass through the area. Parts of school building. Academic. In academic part of school building, classroom, laboratory, tutorial rooms are the various rooms which are considered. In administrative part, the rooms considered are or the spaces which are considered are staff rooms, office section, principal cabin, etc. Common academic areas are library, sports area, gymnasium. General amenities provided in the school are canteen, parking, toilets. Area requirement. Here in this table, we'll get an idea about for different types of education scenarios, different land area requirements. The areas are given in hectares. So let us see first of all pre-primary or nursery school, where for every 2500 population, we need one pre-primary school. For every 5000 population, one primary school is required. Primary means which delivers the education or which gives the education from first standard to fifth standard. For pre-primary or for nursery school, the area requirement is 0.08 hectares. These are the minimum requirements of areas. For primary schools, from class 1st to class 5th, the area requirement, if the strength of school is 500 student, then the area requirement is zero point 0.4 hectares. For in that, for school building, we need zero point 0.2 hectares of area, and for playgrounds, we need zero point 0.2 hectares of areas. Then for senior secondary school, class 6 to class 12th, where the population is 7500, for such population, one senior secondary school is required. For the strength of school having 1000 students, the school building area should be zero point 0.6 hectares, playground 1 hectare, and parking area zero point 0.2 hectares. For integrated school without hostel facilities, from class 1st to 12th, for every 90,000 to 1 lakhs of population, one such integrated school without hostel facilities are required. For strength of a school of 1500 students, the area requirements are for school building, zero point 0.7 hectares of area is needed. For playgrounds, 2.5 hectares of area is required. And for parking, zero point 0.3 hectares of area is needed. So for integrated schools, total 3.5 hectares minimum area is required. For integrated schools with hostel facilities, the entire area, minimum total area required is 3.9 hectares, where 2.5 hectares is the area devoted for playfields, zero point 0.7 for school building, zero point 0.3 for parking area, and 0.4 hectares of area is required for residential, means hostel area. Now, for higher education general, means for colleges, for every 1,25,000 population, one such college is required. For higher education colleges, 5 hectares of area is minimum requirement, where playfield area is 2.5 hectares, college building area is 1.8 hectares, residential means if the hostels are there, the area for hostel is zero point 0.4 hectares, parking area should be provided 0.3 hectares. For university campus or center area like Savitribai Phule Pune University, for such type of universities, the minimum area requirement of land is 10 hectares. And for new university areas, it is 60 hectares. Sanitary requirements. For boys and for girls, as different sanitary blocks are provided, the requirements are also different. For water closets, one water closet should be provided for 40 boys and one for 25 girls. Urinals, one per 20 boys, one per 20 girls. And drinking water facility provided as one per 60 boys and one per 40 girls. These requirements are given according to the rules and regulations certified by Government of India. Now this is the time for question. Obviously the questions will be based on whatever we have discussed up till now. So I hope you remember the discussion, the points of discussion. So let us start with the question and answer session. The first question is, for individual car parking, how much area is specified in this particular video? Okay, so the answer is 3 meters by 6 meters. You can go through, you can uh, check this answer. Next is urinals can be provided with the minimum size of. So the answer is 0.9 meters by 0.75 meters. Thank you for patient listening.